Hi, today I'd like to talk to you about what I call the Three Enlightenments. I'm currently floating down the Silver River in near Ocala, Florida. So you have to forgive me the background. I'm actually in a canoe and I have a tripod set up in the middle of it, so it's kind of an experiment, but what the hell, you know. I don't know if I'll run into things. I'm kind of drifting backwards right now, but it'll make an interesting video maybe. Anyway, the Three Enlightenments are kind of like an emotional states after you wake up. And the concept is that when you wake up, you really don't gain anything, but I think what happens is that you become more aware of these emotional states, these feelings, because they were so quiet. They're very quiet states. The Three Enlightenments basically are the enlightenment of passion, the enlightenment of stillness, and the enlightenment of oneness. You can think of stillness as like the yin feeling. It's very accepting, submissive, allowing. The enlightenment of passion is more dominant, it's more aggressive, it's more, excuse me, outgoing. With the enlightenment of passion, you can actually get things done and be enlightened. And the enlightenment of oneness is where they come together. It's not like yin and yang, it is a complete merging of the two. Excuse me. I'll start with the enlightenment of stillness because that's the one that everybody knows about. That's the one that all the modern Western teachers speak from. What that feels like, it feels like there is a glowing light within you. Excuse me, I have to paddle a little bit here. It feels like there's a glowing light within you and that you're just one with everything but separate. It's often called the witness level. This glowing, this feeling of love just gently radiating is also seen within everything. Eckhart Tolle calls it presence. It's a very beautiful state, and I find I fall into it when I'm in nature, when I'm taking pictures. You can take great pictures when you're, or probably do any art, when you operate from this emotional state, the enlightenment of stillness. The other one, the counterbalance, is the enlightenment of passion, the yang aspect. And this is where you feel like love is radiating out of you. It's moving through you, from the back through the front, and it kind of shines out from you. And with that, excuse me again, I don't know if this was such a good idea. We'll see. With the enlightenment, well, here's a perfect example of it. With the enlightenment of passion, you see situations and you see problems and you say, okay, well, here I need to do something about it, and I can actually, row a canoe, or I can drive a car, or I can say, what should I have to eat today? From the stillness level, it is just perfect acceptance of what is. But from the passion level, there's sort of like a will, there's like a can-do, outflowing love for things, but also it's centralized in giving the witness this awareness activity. It gives them ability to do things. From the passion level, it comes great artwork, comes great poetry, comes great writings. From the stillness level, it's where the appreciation of the art comes from. It's the appreciation of the beauty. I mean, you hear that? You hear the birds? I don't know if it's picking it up. There's fish jumping, there's turtles, there's all this beauty around it. And you see that, and you really feel that from the enlightenment of stillness. From the enlightenment of passion, you can write about it, you can paint it, you can take pictures of it. You can go out there and get your canoe and go do something about seeing it. Those are the two easiest ones to describe. Like I said, the passion is the yang aspect. The stillness is the yin aspect. And I find myself mostly like I say, it's an emotional state. You can throw yourself into it, like you can, put yourself in a happy situation or a sad situation. It's even easier than that. You can instantly put yourself into the stillness aspect. Or the passion. See, here I see a bird over there. I know you can't see it and stuff, but you can put yourself into the passion aspect and actually you shift your emotional state, or you shift this emotional state's not completely accurate, but it is a place within enlightenment. It is just like sometimes you feel happy, sometimes you feel sad, sometimes you feel aggressive, sometimes you just feel like kicking back. It's like that, but it's much purer, these states. Now the hardest one to describe is what I call the enlightenment of oneness. Are we rocking the boat here? Sorry. The enlightenment of oneness is like a combination of these two states. It is as if you're completely removed. So you didn't warn me about the tree, did you? It's as if you're completely removed. I gotta make sure I don't knock the camera over, so I'm gonna have to go forward a little bit. It's as if you're completely removed from the world. That's not even quite right. You're not removed from the world. You're one with the world, but you're not even there anymore. It's as if you completely remove the witness and there's just pure being within. I call it life living. And in that sense, this is wonderful to walk in through the woods like this, or to walk in nature, is because you feel so one with everything. It's like there's just walking. There's just, you don't even call it trees, you call them treeing. Everything's a verb. Everything seems to be living, even inanimate objects, water and rocks and the sky, the clouds, it all seems to be alive. And it's a beautiful, beautiful state to be in. And it's the hardest one to describe, like I say, but it's also the hardest one to slip into because the mind keeps jumping in there, From the passion level and even from the stillness level, the mind is okay, you can deal with it. But from the oneness level, the mind tends to almost try to pull you out of this feeling, even though thoughts are just a part of this feeling. You say, oh, that's just thinking. But it's much easier to slip out of it. It's much easier to get attached to the thoughts when you're so empty. I guess it's almost like coalescing out of this oneness. It's very easy to slip back out of that. And I understand, obviously, that as you become more adept at enlightenment, adept at these practices, that it becomes more and more natural. But for right now, for me, I still have to work at it a little bit. I still have to, let go, and I'll fall into it. And as I slip out, I slip into either the passion level or the stillness level. And that's okay because it's easy enough to slip back into the oneness level. But it's more of a go back and forth. It's not nearly as easy as the passion and the stillness levels. But anyway, I want you to know about these things because the more you experience the feel of enlightenment, the more you get in touch with it, the easier it is to see what causes you to fall out of it, to fall out of enlightenment. And of course, that's the personal self. It's not the thoughts. Thoughts just distract you. That's where you settle in. It's where you call yourself. And if you call yourself the personal self, if you think of yourself as the personal self, and it's very difficult not to at first, well, for anybody, then you won't see these things. You won't feel the enlightenment of stillness or of oneness or of passion because they're too quiet. But by seeing what blocks you, by seeing this personal self, this selfishness, and all that stuff that's blocking you from this beauty, from this oneness, from this feeling so in touch with everything, when you start seeing what's causing that to go away, to get blocked, to be interfered with, you can start to see that self, the personal self, and you can start pushing that away, like I said in my other video about dropping the personal self. So my advice is to try to feel these things. I have a guided meditation that helps you get in. I have two of them actually. I'm coming out with another one soon that help you get in touch with these feelings of enlightenment. And by doing so, you can go out in the woods, you can put it on your headphones, and you can fall into it. And then notice what pulls you out. And of course, it's usually the personal self that pulls you out. Oh, you start thinking about me, and me, and that pulls you out. And the more and more you see that personal self, the more you start to push that away, the easier it will be for it to fall away. It's so beautiful out here. Anyway, I hope this helps. Take care.